Good morning. It is November 18th. It is the last day of the seasonal sale. So if you haven't been able to hop on and take a look, you're gonna want to get there because there's big savings. And if you do order a stamp set with matching dies, be sure this time on the seasonal sale just to order the stamp set and then order the dies because the savings are greater than 10%. Designer series papers, there's punches, there's embossing folders. Check it out at createwithbrenda.com. I'm Brenda Hillard, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have this video for you today. I think you're going to love it. So if you're placing orders, one other thing I want to point out is that right up here you'll see my monthly host code. Please use that at checkout if your purchase is under $150. You can check out my monthly host gifts for ordering or shopping with me. Those are also on my website at createwithbrenda.com. All right, let's go down to my workstation. All right, so here we are. Look at. Isn't it fun? I'm going to show you how to make this card starting right now. So I have a card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to match up my edges and with my bone folder, give this a good crease. All right, there's that. I've got 2 pieces of designer series paper cut. This one measures 4 by 5 1/4, and you can see I cut one of the little gnomes out of there, but I'm going to use this anyway. And then I have a piece of this snowflake paper from the Storybook Gnomes, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to be using, of course, the Storybook Gnomes suite of products, which is the stamp set, the dies, the fine sparkle, the double-stitched ribbon, and there's something, oh yes, the puff paint. And I feel like there was even something else, but I don't remember what it is right now. So let's move on because those are the things. I'm not going to be using the puff paint, but I've got the ribbon, which is gorgeous, the sparkling adhesive back gems, the gnomes and the dies, the paper, and then I'm going to be adding in these layering diorama dies. These are so fun. Let me show you how they work. So is what I want to do first. Put my card up here. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and I'm going to lay this piece of the Storybook Gnome paper, and then I'm going to take the, which one is this? This is the the 5th from the center. And I'm just going to center this in on my cardstock, run it through. I used this for my Create with Brenda swap card this month. I had 16 people sign up for my swap. So that's pretty awesome. So there's that one. Then I'm going to take the, let's see, which one is this? If you count out from the center, on these layering dies, it's the third largest, or third from the center. And I'm just going to kind of put that in the middle of my paper here. And again, I'm going to run this through. Sorry if my camera jiggles. I'm trying not to rattle my stand, but you know, sometimes that just happens. And then you get this piece, which I'm going to save because I'll use that for something. All right, so that's it for the dies. So it was the 3rd from the largest, and then the 3rd from the smallest. Okay, and those are the layering diorama dies. Love these. All right, so let's go on. We need quite a few Stampin' Dimensionals. We're going to need our green glue, and while we're here, I'm just going to tie a quick bow with this, and I'll show you something. So this only has the blue on one side, so when I tie my bow, I make a loop like this so that both sides are showing. I wrap it around, and when I wrap it around and push it through, I make sure that the blue ribbon side is coming up there, and then I just kind of twist everything so I can see the blue, and then I give it a quick snap like that to tighten it, and then we get this perfect ribbon with the blue side showing. Just going to trim my ends a little bit, and I'll set that off to the side. Alright, so let's start with this. What I want to do first is I'm going to flip this over. This is my largest piece. I'm going to get out my silicone mat because I don't want to get glue all over my work surface. And I'm just going to go around the edge, but I'm going to show you something. I do not want any glue like on the bottom fourth of this, and you'll see why in just a second. So now I'm going to take my piece, and this doesn't matter how you put it on, and I'm just going to put this on like so. Kind of rub around the edge there where we had our liquid glue. And when we flip it over, we have this piece where you can see the snowflakes, and then you can see our other pattern paper, and it's open here at the bottom. Okay, so then is what we're going to do is we're going to bring our card front back in. I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to start placing dimensionals. Now this was our open piece, so that's going to be the bottom. I'm just going to put a dimensional at the bottom corners, nothing in here, and then I can start working up the sides. And you'll see that this isn't attached really well, but we'll get that fixed up here before we're done. Alright, I'm adding dimensionals. You guys, how are you doing on your Christmas cards? Are you getting there? I have a lot, but I send out a lot, so I need to keep going here on my... Okay, I think that's good for right now with the dimensionals. So I'm going to take off my backings. I already know what I forgot, but I'll grab them here quickly. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to center that on my card front. So again, this is going to be loose in here, okay? And that's okay. That's how we want it. Let me grab, let's see, where did I put those? They're right here. So when I cut out I call them the gnome homes, the mushroom homes and the gnomes, I took both sheets of paper, doubled it up, you know, fixed the edges so it stayed in place, and then I could cut out 2 gnomes at one time. It was pretty cool. So I'm just going to grab a couple of these little guys, and I'll use the blue. Now on my swap cards, I did these with a multiple different colors, and they turned out adorable. But for this one, I'll just stay with the blue tones. Alright, so I just put glue on the back of my mushroom, and I'm just going to slip this in here and glue it down to my card base. Okay, now I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I want the front and the back to be off because we need to slip them right underneath this edge to give us the dimensions for our diorama. slip that one under here. Okay. So are you seeing how we're building up our scenery there? I'm just going to put some dimensionals on my gnome, and he's going to be sitting right here in the corner. And then let's give this one a dimensional on his hat, and then I'm just going to use some liquid glue down by his hands and legs, and we'll put him right over here because I still want, there, I want him peeking out. Guess I didn't take the backing off from his dimensional. And then this edge, we just need to glue that down now that we've got all of our stuff in place. So just like that. And then our adorable little bow that we did, we're going to adhere that with our glue dots. So I'm just going to pick up a couple glue dots and stick that right up here. How cute, right? And quick. Seriously, once you have your pieces die cut, this card goes so quick. All right, now for the embellishment piece, I'm going to bring in these fine sparkle adhesive backed gems. And being I stayed with the blue tones, I'm going to give this one a blue sparkle, and I'm just going to give them a little sparkle right on the tips of their hats. So there we have it. There's our card. And it's a diorama. You can see that it's layered up and all cute. And then on the inside, I chose to use from the stamp set a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year with the Pacific Point ink. So I'm just going to stamp that right in here. And then, because I have all of these fun little gnomes cut out, just want to find another blue one. Here we go. I'll add some adhesive and add him right to the bottom here. And then you'll find when you're cutting your paper that you have all of these little strips of the snowflakes left. So I'm going to bring in my envelope, because you know here at Create with Brenda there is the no naked envelope rule. I'm going to add some Stamp and Seal to my scrap piece, flip it over, add it to my envelope, and just snip my edge. Voila! There we have it. The Storybook Gnomes diorama. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.